Welcome to today's math lesson. Today's learning target is I can use the order of operations to correctly solve math problems. And our focus today will be on using parentheses. Let's take a look at this first problem. Here we have both parentheses around the 8 plus 2 and brackets around the entire equation, which now includes a times 10. So we'll look at our order of operations to figure out what to do first. And over here, if you look in the sign, it says the first thing we need to do is everything in parentheses and brackets. So that's everything. Everything in this problem is inside of parentheses or brackets. So what do we do first? The answer is we start on the innermost set of parentheses and we work our way out. And so in this case, the innermost set of parentheses is right here. It's inside the other set. It says 8 plus 2. So let's solve that first. 8 plus 2 is 10. That's done. And I like to write just below the equation as I work. Then, now I'm going to drop down the times 10. I don't need to drop down the brackets since this is the last step. Although I could, if you wrote it this way with brackets, that would be correct. That's fine. And what I get is 100. 10 times 10 is 100. So 8 plus 2 times 10 is 100. What happens if we add more parentheses? Here we see the same problem. We still have 8 plus 2 times 10, but now that entire equation from the last slide is now inside another set of parentheses that adds a minus 2. Now what do we do? Well, the answer is the same. We have to tackle all the parentheses and brackets first. And so what we're going to do is start with the innermost set of parentheses and work our way slowly out to the outermost set. So we'll start here with 8 plus 2 first. That's the innermost set of parentheses. This is the set of parentheses inside all the others. So we are going to solve that. We'll get 10 again, of course. I'm going to drop down everything else. Now we have 10 times 10. That's in a set of parentheses. And then inside of that is minus 2. That's in another set of parentheses. So now we have 10 times 10 minus 2. All right. So our next step is going to be to solve the inside set of parentheses again. And that is the 10 times 10. This set of parentheses is inside of this set. So 10 times 10, like we said before, is 100. And now we have to add the minus 2 in the final set of parentheses. And we know what 100 minus 2 is. Let's see, that's 99, 98. So 8 plus 2 times 10 minus 2 is 98. There you go. Let's try one more together. All right, wow. Here, we have a lot of parentheses. I see 3 sets of parentheses yet again, but this time, they're not all nested. They're not all one inside the other. Here we have a set of parentheses around 48 divided by 8. And then we have a set of parentheses around 15 plus 3. And then that is inside another set of parentheses that adds a divided by 3. So with 2 sets of parentheses here, 2 kind of groups, which one do we do first? Well, maybe you recall from earlier in the week when Rob said it doesn't matter. We can do either one first. So my preference is to start with the one that looks smaller. And that's this in the case of this problem, 48 divided by 8. Thank you, Reflex Math. I'm going to solve that first. I'm going to get 6. 48 divided by 8 is 6. Then I'll drop down the minus and the rest of the problem. Let's see here. We got 15 plus 3 divided by 3. Now, what do we do next? Well, we have to go with the innermost set of parentheses. There they are. That's a set of parentheses inside the other set. 15 plus 3. Let's see, that's 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so now we have 18 divided by 3, and then we have the 6 minus. So what do we do next? Well, we got to do the parentheses first. Always do the parentheses first, right? Yeah. All right, so 18 divided by 3. Thank you, Reflex Math. That's another math fact. That's 6. Oh, wait a second, Mr. Geronis. You're telling me this is another problem that adds up or results in 0. You got me. Yep, that's it. The final answer is 0. So I want you to notice that when we do use parentheses, we start with the innermost set first and then work our way out. If we have more than one set of parentheses, It doesn't matter which ones we start with. You can do them in any order, right? And notice also this. I didn't mention it earlier, but you notice how I started with a problem and then I rewrote after each step what remained of the problem until I was down to the final answer. That's a great strategy for staying organized when it comes to like a multi-step problem like this. You don't have to do it, but I would strongly recommend it because it's going to result in more correct answers more often and fewer mistakes. So here we go. Today's learning target. I can use the order of operations to correctly solve math problems. You're going to practice your math problems right now. And today's rule is parentheses first, parentheses first, parentheses first. Let me know if you need help.